In this video, we're tackling a topic that every seller needs to understand: what not to say when selling your home. Just a few words can make a huge difference in what your home sells for and how fast it sells. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like if you find these tips helpful. Our house is in perfect condition. If we start off marketing over-promising things about your house, we set us up for many pitfalls throughout the process, whether it's going to be the appraisal process, whether it's the inspection process, or just the buyer's overall expectation. We want to be careful that we describe the property in its most favorable light, but also be very realistic with the condition of the property. First impressions matter. And here's one of the key things I want to point out. When I early on started using professional photography, shooting my houses, I hired the best person in town, and we had to do a little bit of talking because he was showing the very best that my house had to offer. Photos were edited, they looked beautiful, but what I learned in that process, it did not give a true depiction of what the house really was, and we set expectations sometimes that were unrealistic. So we want to market your property in a way that shows it in its best light, but a very true and accurate representation of what your home is. One solution that we have at our fingertips that can help us with the things we just talked about is going to be a pre-home inspection. A pre-home inspection is going to be great for us to know exactly what's going to be identified when the buyer has their inspection done. And it gives you the opportunity to choose your own contractors to be able to come in and make those corrections so you don't feel like you're rushed in the last minute to get things done and it ended up costing you more money. My house has been on the market X number of days. When a buyer sees that the house has been on the market for an extended period of time, the first thing they're thinking of, what's wrong with this house? The offers are going to always be much lower. Days on market is a key indicator that many buyers will look at when making a decision on whether to purchase a home or even on the price they're going to offer for the home. One of the things is to know that days on market is just not clear cut in our market. Different subdivisions may have different days on market. Different price points may have different days on market. The crucial thing to notice is that you don't want to get outside of the norm of the days on market because the buyer's going to sit back thinking, hey, what's wrong with this house? Working with me, we're going to ensure that we're taking the steps necessary that we sell your home before we reach that point of the days on market by giving you expert advice throughout the process so that you can make the best decision for your family. We've never had any problems with the house. So that's really unrealistic to say the house has never had any problems. Even on new construction houses, we go through a home inspection and we'll find things in a home inspection. But for a home that you've lived in, we know that you've had bumps and bruises that happen along the way. And we don't need to say we've never had any problems with it, because the fact is you've had some kind of problem at some point with it. So the importance of property condition disclosures. The last thing we want to do is to see the seller fill out property disclosures that say not known, not known, not known. Some of the best property disclosures are the ones where the seller actually lists all the problems that they've had. And then they list below it, what did we do to fix it? That gives the buyer a lot of comfort knowing that a house had some problems, which they all do at some point, going to have some problems. But we want to see what the seller did to correct those problems. I've never seen a situation where the seller checked the box, we had a problem, and then detailed how they fixed it, where the buyer was not comfortable with that. I always wanted to renovate this, but never got around to it. When you're trying to sell your home, the buyers don't want to know what you didn't do. They want to know what you did to the property. So we need to highlight the things that you did to make the property better as long as you live there, so that we can show there has been some growth with it. And this also could make them feel like you have some uncompleted projects too. We spend a ton of money on renovations. I hate to break it to you, but cost does not always equal value. And this is so true when you get into the luxury market. You may have spent $12,000 extra on some marble for one countertop, but at the end of the day, most buyers are going to look at that and say, it's hard surface countertop. We don't need to oversell the upgrades. It is a good thing for us to tell everyone about the upgrades. And even for appraisal purposes, it's great to list all the upgrades that's been done. But when we start associating value to that, it just doesn't give us the traction that we need. And sometimes the buyers think they're just trying to oversell the property to me. So our advice is to always focus on the benefit of the upgrades, not the cost. If you put in a new AC, we're going to talk about the energy efficiency. If you upgraded insulation, we're going to talk about how we lowered the energy cost within the house. If we've got a new roof on it, we're gonna let everybody know you've got a 50-year warranty on these shingles. I'm not taking less than X for my house. So drawing a line in the sand is a very bad move for sellers. You may want to think that in your mind that you have that, and that's okay. But as soon as we put it out there in the market, we're not accepting less than X, we stopped all opportunity from a conversation to start to see where we can grow it to. And here's another thing. We never know what the market conditions are going to reflect 2 weeks after the house is on the market, 3 weeks after the house is on the market. That may change your mind on where your line in the sand is. So my suggestion, don't ever draw a line in the sand because it can do more harm than good. We're selling this house as is and won't be making any repairs. So this is very similar to drawing a line in the sand on price. Once we do that, we stop the opportunity for negotiation to happen or conversation. So here's what I tell my sellers. Let's not say those words. Let's see the inspections go through and let's see what happens. Let's see what they ask for. If I come back to you and say, hey, look, we can resolve 100% of their concerns for X number of dollars, and you're like, Brian, that's way cheap. Let's do it. We have a deal that we can get to the closing table. But if we say that up front, we might have let just a small little thing inhibit you from getting your property sold. So remember, when that buyer comes back after inspection and asks for some type of repairs, we have a lot of tools in our tool bag that we can use to help you. We don't have to fix everything. Maybe there's just one little hot button item that they want taken care of and it's easy that we can take care of quickly. Or we can also negotiate based on a value that we can give them so that you don't have to fix anything. There are a lot of options to look at. I recommend don't say that up front. Let's see what they ask for and then let's negotiate to a solution that works best for you. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, selling your home is more than just putting up a for sale sign. It's about strategic communication that presents your property in its best light. If you have any questions or need advice tailored to your unique situation, feel free to drop a comment below or reach out via my contact info in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications for more insight that will help you navigate the real estate market with confidence. Until next time, I'm Brian, wishing you all the best in your home selling journey. See you next time.